Today is our last day in Janmanagar. I'm so happy that you came here to perform such a beautiful kirtan. You sing with such a beautiful voice. And you have given so much joy to everyone with your kirtan. So I'm so eager to listen to you sing. So let's speak words, then you please also continue and start your kirtans. So you've been hearing about the glories of Sadhu-Sanga. Tulasidas told in Ramcharitamanas. Yeah, let me open for you. So Tulasidas told, even if a small fraction of a minute, if you stay with the sadhus, you get all the perfection. When you go to meet a saint, how you should go? You should give up your abhiman, your ego. Which kind of ego do we have? We have 4 kinds of egos, pride. What are these? The pride of your education. I'm such a knowledgeable scholar. It's called Vidya Abhiman. Second Abhiman, we have so much pride because of our wealth. I'm so rich. Third Abhiman, third kind of ego is when you think, oh, I was born in a very high class family. Aristocracy, like this birth. So this is also one kind of pride, ego. Fourth is when you're so much beautiful. You think, oh, I am the most beautiful of all. Like a Miss Universe, for example. Srimad Bhagavatam also explains, if you have these 4 kinds of abhiman, ego and pride, actually it's very hard for you to do bhajan in this circumstance, to perform your spiritual life. So when you go to meet the saints, you have to give up all your pride, your ego. And each step you give towards the saint is equal to millions of fire sacrifice. There's my story in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The king Rahugan was going to meet Kapila Deva to hear some tattva, some philosophy. So you have to go to meet the saints without abhiman, without ego, and every step you give towards the saint is equal to billions of fire sacrifices. Each step you give towards the saint when you go to meet him without ego. So it's the glories of meeting the saint, the glories of being the association of the sadhu. Once, you know what happened in Dvaraka one time? Swami Bhagavan was there in Dvaraka. Krishna Balarama were in Dvaraka. So for the welfare of Krishna and Balarama, his parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, they performed a big fire sacrifice in Dvaraka. They performed a big fire sacrifice. Many great saints had come to join also the fire sacrifice. So they were given the swaha in the fire sacrifice. So this Matha Brahmanas, they say like this. But our Vaishnavas, they are saying that, telling the names of Vishnu when they do the fire sacrifice, not the name of demigods.
सब वैष्णव और भगवत संबंधित नाम लेकर के ही आहुति दिया। चलो उस समय
So when they were offering the fire sacrifice, but yet the fire sacrifice was not over, Purnahoti. And then what happened? Devaki and Vasudev told the rishis, stop the fire sacrifice. So they stopped the fire sacrifice. All the rishis said, how can we just stop in the middle of the fire sacrifice? Without the Purnahoti, completing the fire sacrifice, you cannot stop the fire sacrifice in the middle. This is the conception of the scriptures, otherwise it's an offense. The demigods will not become pleased. But Devaki Vasudev, the parents of Krishna, told, no, hey, rishis, munis, you please stop the fire sacrifice right now. How possible? They were thinking. It will be the sin will go to the person who is performing the fire sacrifice. And the demigods will not become pleased with us. And the demigods will curse the rishis. Because without the Purnahoti, like finishing the fire sacrifice, how can we stop the fire sacrifice without the Purnahoti? Like you call someone in your house to eat in your house. But without eating, without feeding him, you say, oh, go away from my house. Is this possible? You tell me. Do you understand? You have invited someone to your house to eat. So we don't even feed the person and tell, go away from my house. Imagine. The person came to eat in your house, but you don't feed him and you tell him to go. How is it possible? What is the meaning? So they were calling, and in the end the Purnahoti was there. So calling the dates for the fire sacrifice, and then after Purnahoti, then the demigods become pleased and give some benediction. Devaki Vasudev told rishis, munis should stop right now the fire sacrifice. So the Brahmanas said, how can I stop it? I cannot do that. Everyone asked Krishna Balarama what to do. Krishna Balarama, they were also sitting in the fire sacrifice. All the Brahmanas told, your parents told us to stop the fire sacrifice. How can we do that in the middle without finishing it? And Krishna Balarama told, what my parents are saying, we have to follow also. Krishna Balarama told the rishis. The Brahmanas became in shock. How possible? You yourself has written the scriptures and give this rule. The Shastra also explains, if somebody, the Brahmana who is sitting in front of the fire sacrifice, he should not even stand up in the middle. Before the Purnahoti finishing the fire sacrifice, the Brahmana cannot leave that arena place, not stand up, not go anywhere. And now you're saying to stop the fire sacrifice in the middle. How is it possible? You give the rule yourself. All the rules of Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, who gave all these rules, these laws? Bhagavan gave. But Bhagavan says, no, whatever my parents said, we have to follow. Means to stop in the fire sacrifice in the middle. How can we just stop in the middle and go away? The Brahmanas told, we didn't come here to take money or donation or anything. You think I'll just get the donation and go away? No, you have to finish what we started, like this pious activity. Then Krishna Balarama said, "But what my parents are saying is true. You have to accept it." How possible? Then he said, "Look up, look at the sky." So they look at the sky. There was a divine light coming from the sky. Slowly, this light was coming and came to the ground next to them, this divine light. And they saw directly Narada Rishi coming. Ki Jai! So Krishna Balaram told, when Uttam Mahabhagavat Narada Rishi, we already got the fruit of the 5 sacrifices. By the arrival of the saints, you get the same fruit of billions of 5 sacrifices. And the demigods also become pleased. So, if you go to meet the saint without ego, like without giving up your own pride, when you meet the saint, each step is equal to millions of 5 sacrifices. When you put one foot, then another foot, it's equal to billions of 5 sacrifices. And when you meet directly the saint and listen to his Hari Katha, why the saint comes to some place? He comes exactly to purify that place. Why these great devotees, they go to the house of the people to purify their house, to purify the house of the people. The saints, they go, and wherever they go, they purify that place. Why? Because the saints, they hold God in their hearts. Swami Bhagavan resides in their hearts. The pilgrimage places, tirtha, maybe become dirty with the sins. Why? Because people perform sinful activities and they go to destroy your sins. You have to go to the pilgrimage places to perform atonement. So people go to pilgrimage places to perform atonement for their sins. Like if you kill a Brahmana, cow, many sins, then they go in the sacred rivers and they bathe and they give pindadan in these pilgrimage places. By this, the pilgrimage places become polluted with the sins of the people. But the same tirtha, the same pilgrimage place, when a saint comes to this pilgrimage place, because saints have God in their hearts, Kadabrita means God who holds the mace. When a saint comes there, immediately the tirtha pilgrimage place becomes free of sinful activities. So the saints, they hold God in their hearts. Wherever the saints go, that place becomes pure. There's no other reason. So you have to go to the saints and you have to listen to their Hari Katha. You understand? You have to go to the saints and hear his Hari Katha. If you didn't hear the Hari Katha of the saint, you cannot get the fruit. Because the saints, they hold Bhagavan in their hearts. That's why Kapila Deva told his own mother, So Kapila Deva, God himself, told his mother, "Mother, you should always associate with the sadhu." So Mother Devahuti told, "Oh my son, your father has already left. And now also you are taking sannyas and leaving. Please give me some good instructions. What will I do for my life?" Then Kapila Deva Bhagavan told his mother Devahuti beautiful instructions. How you have to stay in the family and maintain your life. Kapila Deva told many shlokas. This is the main. Satam prasangat manvidya samvido. Kapila Deva told, "Oh my mother, you should always hear my powerful Hari Katha." Powerful Hari Katha. All the kathas of God are nectar. All the topics related to God are nectarian, but still Kapila Deva is saying, which katha you should hear? Hari Katha Katha means that topic which gives pleasure to your ears and your heart both. But everything God does is so sweet and nectarian. Bhagavad-Gita wrote a beautiful ashtakam. So beautiful, this verse is about the sweetness of Lord Krishna. Whatever God does, his talk, his walk, everything God does is sweet. But still here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the shlok is coming and saying, Hari Katha Katha, the topics which are nectarian. And for your ears and hearts, what is it? Rasa-Lila Katha is the best Katha. All the kathas of Bhagavan, all the Leelas, Rasa-Sanga Vatsalya Madhurya Lila. The best Hari Katha of all is Rasa-Lila Katha. This is the best time that Krishna performed with the gopis. If you hear this katha from a very high class exalted saint, how to hear? With faith. First prema bhakti will arise, then your lust and anger will be destroyed from your heart. This is the supreme glory of the Rasa-Lila Katha. There is a condition, a clause mentions how to hear Rasa-Lila Katha with a lot of faith, with strong faith. Anushnayat means you have to listen from the mouth of the Guru. Anushnayat also means incessantly, not only one time. You have to hear again and again, you must hear it. Varaned Atha, after hearing, you should also again describe it or tell to another person. Then you attain the supreme bhakti to Lord. All the disease of lust will disappear from your heart. The worst disease for all the living entities, do you know what it is? What it is? What is our disease? Worst disease? Bhagavad explains the lust. All the diseases will go away, but lust will not go away so easily. But this lust can go away if you hear Rasa-Lila Katha. It is the roga, the disease of the heart. Means the desire, the lusty desires we have in our heart. The jiva since time immemorial is wandering this material world. That's why we have so many bad impressions in our heart, so many. Bad impressions. You have so many bad impressions, you cannot even realize that you have so many bad impressions, you don't see them. You cannot see it. But slowly, by hearing Bhagavad-Gita, slowly all this is destroyed. You can even attain prema bhakti. Then all your material desires Rasa-Lila make you attain prema bhakti, and then all your material desires will be destroyed. Why we come again and again to this material world? Because we have desires. If you still have these material desires in your heart, again you have to come back again and again to this world. So Narottam Das Thakur, he told in a Bengali Kirtan, these material desires. We have the material desires in our hearts. By doing Bhagavad Bhajan, chanting holy names slowly, all your material desires will disappear from your heart. He told a beautiful story, not only chanting holy names, but also serving the Guru. Sadhanam, Ishwaradhanam, Bhaktanam, Ishwaradhanam. Guru Shushushaya Brhad Maharaj himself told this verse. All my brothers and friends, he told the other students of the school, amongst all the kinds of practices or activities to attain to Lord, the best practice is to serve the Guru. If you serve Guru Deva, you get all the things by the service of to the Guru. Stay in the association of the Sadhu and then worship to Lord. So the main thing is the service to Guru. The more you serve the Guru, the more your heart will be purified. There are two ways of serving the Guru. Vapu seva, physical service, and Vani seva, serving his instructions. Vapu seva means you serve like externally, like physically, wash his clothes, cook for the Guru, for example, massage his feet. All this is Vapu seva. And what is Vani seva? When you hear his Hari Katha, you know what he wants.
सर्वत्र प्रचार कर।
You also follow his instructions and you follow that in your life, then you preach to everyone. You preach Bhagavad-Gita everywhere. This is Vani seva, service to the instructions of the Guru. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada told Vani seva is called Brhad Mrdanga. So you play this Mridanga. What is the Mridanga? So when you play the Mridanga, this sound will only reach maybe 100 meters far or 50 meters far. And even maybe some people become angry because of the sound. Oh, I'm a heart patient. Why are you playing this drum so loudly? I'll call the police. But what is Brhad Mrdanga seva? Big Mrdanga service. When you hear the Hari Katha from the Guru and Vaishnavas, then you should manifest this Brhad Mrdanga seva. You write their instructions in the form of books, and then you distribute these books, and then Gurudev will be able to reach everywhere with these books. This is called Brhad Mrdanga seva. To establish temples. Like now, Radhakanti Didi made this very beautiful preaching center open in Bhuj. This is called Brhad Mrdanga seva. People can come, hear Hari Katha, chant holy names. Then slowly the books will be printed also. And all this is Brhad Mrdanga seva. God becomes pleased and the Guru becomes pleased with this. You have to, how much energy you have to spend for that? 4,500 you have to spend 4,500 liters of blood just to turn the face of someone towards Lord, just to turn the face. You have to give so much energy, and only Lord only knows that if you will be able to continue or not, or continue that or not. Not so easy. Just to bring a person to God is so hard. Not so easy. Maybe the person commits some offense, discussing about the life of others, and criticizing others, or go to sense gratification, then they go away, finish. So they come, then they go away because they commit offense. So to bring one person to the Krishna consciousness is not so easy. Like Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaja. In the old age, he took sannyas. In our Kesavaji Gaudiya Matha, he took sannyas there. From Srila Bhakti Pragyani Kesava Goswami Maharaj, he took sannyas from home. From Srila Bhakti Pragyani Kesava Maharaj, our Param Gurudeva, you can see in the picture, the second one. Next to Srila Bhakti Prabhupada is Srila Bhakti Pragyani Kesava Maharaj. So he took sannyas and came to the Western countries in the old age. For 1 complete year, he tried to preach in the United States. It was very hard to be successful. He thought, I will go away, I will go to Vrindavan, do bhajan, because God doesn't want me to preach. So thinking this, he came to New York, and then one day he was in Thompson Square Park. Many times I also been in that place. I saw there is a place, there is some homage place for Srila Swami Maharaj there, a board. So the tree was still at that time. The tree remains there, and she used to sit in that tree and chant. So under the tree he was chanting, and his charisma. So you see his charisma. Even the hippies, they got attracted to him. The hippies, they had big beards, and one hand they had a cigarette, in the other hand they had one girlfriend or boyfriend. You can see these hippies, they were like this. You can see on YouTube this video. You'll recognize the Shamarani Didi was there. Tamal Krishna Maharaj also. You can see them at that time. You could go to YouTube and search this, as put in the Google Baba. Right. You'll be able to see all these videos. In one hand they were smoking cigarettes, in the other hand they were LSD, holding the LSD, alcohol, and also holding boyfriend and girlfriend, and also like moving like they don't even know the kirtan. They don't even understand what they were saying because they were so intoxicated, they didn't even know what is going on. But Swami Maharaja was closing his eyes and just singing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare they were only like leaning together with the song. They were happy with the song. Have you seen this video? You haven't seen this video? You should see it. Go now. You have internet, of course. You go and check. Just write in Google it, and you'll find it. I show to you soon. And they're like leaning together with the song, moving their body. Second, third day, next day, like third day after, they left everything and they completely surrendered to the feet of the Swami Maharaj. Now they are worshipful in the whole world. Now their pictures is in everyone's houses. Like Swami Maharaj, his photo is in all the houses. Swami Maharaj. So he has thousands. No. Gurudev is telling about the disciple Swami Maharaj, who has thousands of disciples, and his photo is also in everyone's house. So it means this is the glory of association of sadhu. Before he was like doing some, like for example, bad thing, but because of associating with Swami Maharaj, he became worshipful in the whole world. Before he was drinking alcohol, like that, and doing many bad things, but because of the association of Swami Maharaj, he gave up everything. In few days, they gave everything, they offered everything, sacrificed everything to the feet of Gurudeva. Nowadays, there is no place where he doesn't have a center open. And his books, Swami Maharaj book and his centers are everywhere. Caitanya Caritamrta, Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in Urdu, in the Arabic language. So this is the glories of the association of the sadhu. So the glories of the association of the sadhu, Sadhu-Sanga Mahima. If you associate even a little bit with the sadhu, you see Swami Maharaja. He was staying in our temple, Gaudiya Matha in Mathura. She has in my room. My room is so small in Mathura. So he was also used to stay in my same room where I live now. In the room that I live nowadays in Mathura, he was also staying in the same room. And he was editing the magazine in Hindi. And then he came to the Western countries and gave so much benefit to all the jivas of this world. This is the association of the sadhu.
Gurudev, I have a question.
I don't want to take so much time. She has one question.
Nowadays we see many kinds of people and we see many kinds of devotees. And we see many people wearing tilak. We see many people wearing tilak. Many people in dhoti. And then I remember now in the Katha you said getting association of listening Hari Katha from the mouth of Sadhu and Vaishnava. But nowadays it's difficult to define, to recognize. And how should we know from which Vaishnava we should hear? Because, okay, there is the four Sampradayas we should listen, but even inside of the four Sampradayas, sometimes there is some people with tilaka and they speak beautiful. But sometimes so much things are good. So how to define?
No, you have to listen Hari Katha.
Hindi बोलिए कोई बात नहीं.
आप लोग के हरि कथा श्रवण करते
So you have to listen Hari Katha from a sadhu who has no envy.
किसी की निंदा नहीं
You have to hear Hari Katha from a sadhu who never criticizes anyone. You have to give attention to that.
महापुरुष ने कहा
Mahaprabhu told you should never criticize anyone, you should only chant Hari Krishna.
इसकी निंदा करने का फायदा क्या
What is the benefit in criticizing anyone?
वो वैष्णव से उदाहरण के श्रवण
You should hear Hari Katha from the lotus mouth of a Vaishnava who never criticizes anyone.
निंदा करने के फायदा क्या है
What is the benefit in criticizing? Actually, when you criticize someone, that same fruit or quality will come to you. I give one example.
जैसे कीचड़ है ना
You know the mud, you know mud.
मड कीचड़ में यदि मार्ग में यदि
If you throw a stone in the mud,
तो वो कीचड़ कहाँ जाएगा
the mud will go where?
तुम्हारे ऊपर
It will go to you, will spill on you,
तुम्हारे कपड़े गंदी हो जाएंगे
and your cloth will be dirty. So which benefit you had?
हैं? इसलिए निंदा करना
So you should never criticize anyone. Don't criticize.
है? इसलिए महाप्रभु कह रहे हैं
Mahaprabhu tells in the Caitanya Caritamrta is there.
कृष्ण बोली हरि चैतन्य से ही निंदा करना
Don't criticize anyone.
है? ठीक है। केवल ऊपर में तिलक ऊपर में तिलक लगाने से नहीं होगा
It doesn't mean anything just because the person is wearing tilak outside. Jiva Goswami wrote in the Sandarbha,
ऊपर में वेश
even
बनाना
you are there dressed as a Vaishnava, but if you criticize others,
चित्त दूषित है
Ninda Vandana, criticize, glorifies others,
उदाहरण दिया एक संत महात्मा
actually
एक नदी के तट पर
you not have a good destination at all. So Jiva Goswami gave an example.
नदी के दूसरी तट पर
There was
एक विस्तार रहती थी
a sadhu who made a temple on the bank of the rivers, but the other side there was a prostitute
नदी के
living
दूसरी तट पर जो विस्तार
in the other side of the river.
है वो
And the prostitute every day
मंदिर को देखकर
she would see the temple, you know, on the top of the temple the dome is there,
उसके ऊपर क्या रहता है
and there's a
ध्वजा रहता है
flag on the top of the temples. So she used to see the flag of the temple and do pranam, obeisances.
अपने आप को विचार करना है
And every day she was thinking, oh, fire on me, fire on me. The prostitute was thinking, in my previous life, I did so many bad things. And because of that, I am now like being a prostitute. So she was like feeling herself, like blaming herself. Oh, but the devotee is there, the sadhu is there every day. He's thinking about Vishnu doing puja, so nice. So every day she was thinking about this. But every day the sadhu was going to the roof of the temple, dressed as a Vaishnava, of course, and he was, oh, that prostitute is doing this bad. She'll go to hell. She'll go to hell. This prostitute. Oh my God. But the prostitute, what was she doing? She was doing pranam to the saints. And the saint, he was not chanting holy names. He didn't even chant even one round. Just on the roof and pointing out her faults. By desire of Bhagavan, at the same time the prostitute died and the saint also died in the same moment. Then the Jamadutas, messengers of the death, they came to the saints, not to the prostitute. The saints came, the prostitutes are Vishnu, Jamadutas, messengers of death came to the prostitute, came to the saint. Saint told, oh, you came in the wrong place. Then Jamaduta said, we are not in the wrong place. And Jamaduta told him, no, yes, we are, because you are an imposter. You were dressed as a Vaishnava but criticizing others. So you're an imposter, fraud. So the Jamadutas, they put a rope on the neck of the saint and directly sent him to hell. And then the Vishnudutas, and they came bringing a chariot from Vaikuntha. And they said, oh my mother, please sit on this chariot. She was crying and saying, no, I didn't do bhajan in my life. You came to the wrong place. Please, the saint is there in the temple, not here. Vishnuduta's messenger of Vishnu said, no, we know everything, we came to the right place. We have Chitragupta. You know who is Chitragupta? He's taking all hidden pictures from us, hidden camera. No, so they told, no, mother, he was an imposter, a fraud. He was just pretending to be a saint. He was showing to be a saint externally, but he was not a sadhu, he was an evil person. So he went to hell, but a mother, you did, as a fruit from something from previous life, you were doing this. But you were always absorbed in Bhagavan Vishnu. That's why all your sins were destroyed. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, Apicit Sudarachara Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhak. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, if someone is Ananya, means one pointedly, someone worships me one pointedly, even if he has some sins or something, I'll destroy all this. And in the end, I will deliver this person. Just like the parents, they clean when the kids the stool, they kill the kids and again take them in their lap. Bhagavan is our topmost parents. So in the same way, I'll purify this person and take him. Even if somebody is doing some very bad thing, but he's one pointed to me, he's a sadhu. But how possible he's sadhu? Krishna says, but God, I will purify him very quickly. I will destroy all his faults because he's one pointed to me. He does not worship anyone besides me. May, because of some karma from previous life, he is doing something wrong. But I will fix him. I will purify him. You should think he is a sadhu. This is my conclusion, Krishna told. Is the order of the Supreme Court. So you have to follow the order of the Supreme Court or not. If it comes an order to you for the Supreme Court, even the order from the regional court will be cancelled. Otherwise it's a dishonor to the Supreme Court. So Bhagavan says, there's no one higher than me. I'm the Supreme Court. I gave the stamp. Which stamp? This person is sadhu. He's a sadhu. This is my opinion, my conclusion. This person is a sadhu. You think he is not a sadhu, but he is. So if Bhagavan is saying, who can say higher, you can say more than God. But what is the condition? The person does not worship any demigod, demigoddesses, only worships to me. Only took shelter of Govinda, but even if he's doing something bad, Kipram Bhavati Dharmatma very quickly. I will make him a Dharmatma, pious soul, very quickly. Everything, all the bad things that you see in him, bad activities, you will give up all that. Because he has taken my shelter. So I will purify this person. You see? So that prostitute, because of this, she went to Vaikuntha. And the sadhu went to the hell. He was beaten and taken to hell. Try to understand it. They also discuss about others and criticize others. They'll never get a good destination. You should never criticize anyone. Do less bhajan, chant less holy names, no problem. You chanted 64 rounds, 1 lakh holy names, but discussing about others and criticizing others, then offering is Savya? Okay, everything useless is a proverb in Hindi. You make the gur gobar, like everything is useless. Like you took a good thing and made a bad thing or something like that. It's useless. Whatever you did, it was good, but actually became bad, useless. So I should not criticize anyone. Mahaprabhu himself told, never criticize anyone, chant Krishna Krishna. In this way you'll be able to conquer Lord who is unconquerable. Can you purify that person? No. So what is the benefit in criticizing? You know the stainer has 1,000 holes. Stainer. From stainer. You seen that? No, how to call? Sieve. Sieve. Sorry, stainer or stainer? Strainer. Strainer has thousands of holes. So the strainer has 1,000 holes and it's criticizing the needle who has only one hole. So the strainer is saying, oh needle, you have a hole, but the strainer doesn't look at his own 1,000 holes. So never look at the face of those criticized to others. You should not even see the face of someone who is criticizing about others, otherwise. Anyway, do bhajan, okay. You have to do bhajan. Chant holy names, but never paracharja, paraninda, never criticize and speak about others. If you say, oh, but he's a thief, I'm just saying he's a thief, but he is a thief indeed. I'm telling true. It's not a lie. But if you cannot purify this thief, why is your benefit in telling about this? To tell the thief is a thief and the sadhu is a sadhu, it's okay. And if you can purify him, then you can speak. But if you cannot purify him, you don't have this qualification. So why are you behind him and you don't know how to swim and somebody's sinking in the water and you jumped also in the water, the both will just embrace each other and drown together. I'll just take 2 more minutes and I'll finish the katha. There was a king. He had a minister. The minister was very simple-hearted. But the king, the king was kshatriya. Because he was hot-tempered. But the minister was a Brahmana. Nature of the Brahmanas, they are very calm and quiet. The other day I told him, who is a Brahmana? The Brahmanas, they have all the good qualities. Purity, cleanliness, faith in God. You belong to different ashrams depending on your qualities and activities. So anyway, the minister was a Brahmana. The king was a kshatriya. The minister was a Brahmana. He was always defeating the king with logics and arguments. He would explain things to the king based on logics and arguments. So the king would be defeated in the arguments. And the king was thinking, oh, this minister is always defeating me, always defeating me. One day the king thought in his mind, today I want to defeat the minister. One day the king very quickly came to the assembly of the ministers, but the minister hadn't arrived yet because the king arrived earlier. He arrived earlier. So the king started to tell a dream he had had. Which dream? King told, look, today I had a beautiful dream. Today during the night, me and my minister, the Brahmana, we were making a morning walk, just wandering, going for a stroll, you know? So there was a pond. So there was like a trail or a path, and there were 2 lakes, in one of each side of the trail. One was a pond of nectar, and the other side of the trail there was a pond of stool. One was full of stool, another pond was full of nectar. And everybody was hearing, okay Maharaj, tell me, king, tell what happened later. He said, look, I was walking and then accidentally fell. I fell on the pond of nectar, but actually it was very nice. I was just like jumping and like swimming in the pond of nectar. My minister was walking with me, also he fell down, but he fell in the pond of stool. Everybody was laughing. Oh, king, you fell in the pond of nectar, and the minister fell in the pond of stool. At that moment, the minister arrived. Minister was very clever. Minister told, King, you told very nicely. True. I also had the same dream, this night. But okay, King, I will tell you something more. You fell in the pond of nectar. I fell in the pond of stool. So all my body was full of stool, and your body was full of nectar. But I saw that actually not swimming. I saw that you're kind of like almost like jumping, like moving up and down in the pond of nectar. So I thought like maybe you could drown or something. So that's why I came out of the pond of stool and I caught you, so that you will not drown in the pond of nectar. Before I told he was swimming, I spoke wrong. So the king was not swimming. So then you felt so indebted to me because I saved you from the pond of nectar. So we embraced each other. And then you started to lick me, and I also started to lick you after I saved you from the pond of nectar. Do you understand? Means you started to lick stool, and I started to lick nectar. What is the meaning of this story? Harinam is nectar. So you're not chanting holy names. Externally you're chanting but discussing and criticizing others. Actually you're licking stool if you do that. So you have to give up, stop criticizing others and chant holy names. This is what Shastra is saying. Never criticize anyone. Chant Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna. In this way you'll be able to attain to God who is unconquerable. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. I wanted that you had come before, but anyway, it's okay, no problem. Please, those for apologizing that we came late. It's okay. Tomorrow I have to go somewhere place. It's okay. But still I'm feeling so blessed that you waited for us. I'm so sorry, like we're nothing for you to wait for us. Gurudev says, no, I mean that's so you. I'm so happy you came. Please sing.
You want it to hold for you? You hold for you?
Microphone.
Let me hold.
Hold. Those who want to hear the kirtan and finish in the rest of the program, please go to the Hindi live. Jai Sri Gurudev. I have this.